Hello, my name is Phil and welcome to Creative Rebellion, a place where we talk and think about how we are creative and how we can help each other become more creative in life. This is something that really excites me and is so connected to my sense of helping people become who they really are in life. So often artistry and creativity are confused for the same thing when in reality they are not. I recently met an art teacher who said I'm not very creative, and that really surprised me. And I helped them realize actually creativity is nothing to do with something that you make sometimes, and particularly not about drawing or painting or singing or music or anything to do with those things. Necessarily, they are connected and they share a close relationship, but you can be fundamentally creative and not have an artistic expression of that creativity. That really excites me, because if you think about it, that means everybody is creative. It just means that not everybody's tapping into that creativity into their life. So what does creativity look like for me? What is it? That's a good question if you think about it. If you're framing creativity as not the same as artistry, then that question is a natural question. And for me, creativity is problem solving. Often that means I use my artistry, my art, my graphic design to make things, yes, but often it's just me somewhere thinking and trying to work out how I can do things better. Why that reframing is really important is because we can get to know ourselves better and a truer sense of who we are as creatives. Now, I've talked a bit about this before, but I fully want to delve into it today. I really love new ideas and coming up with ideas, and I've said before and I'll say it again, if there's a job that is based around coming up with ideas, then that is the job for me. I have so many ideas, I can't stop them. They are happening all the time, coming into my brain. And if I was going to jot them all down, I would fill journals and journals and journals. Ideas and new ideas are exciting for me. And I absolutely love the process of starting something new, branding, coming up with names, what it means and how it's going to do in the world. That is something that really gets me excited. And you might be the same. Now, I've realized over the years that there's a problem with that, because I can start one thing or another thing, or a brand or a t-shirt company, a concept, an Instagram. I've started so many Instagrams over the years that I've only ever had 1 or 2, 3 posts. So often I'm starting new things. And at one point in my life, I reflected on this and I thought, wow, people are getting really tired of me doing this. My wife got really tired of me doing this. And then actually I got really tired of doing it, to the point where I was no longer excited about launching something new. I actually became a bit scared of doing it. I basically started so many new things that I created fatigue within my friendship group, my family, with my wife. Just gonna take some photos because I always like taking photos at a new place. I like taking my self-portrait actually, as you might have seen. And so I'm just gonna take some photos here. This is one of the ways in which I can get a self-portrait quite easily, with a screen mounted onto the camera. I need to plug it in, and then I can see myself to direct what I need to in terms of my pose and my position. It's very hard to do if you're just guessing, and I've done that for years, but I thought, I might as well try stepping up slightly, especially in a place like this. I love this place and I want to get it right. I don't want to come back to realize, oh, I've messed up, I haven't actually taken any good shots. So I'm gonna take some shots like this. Mistakes and how we deal with mistakes is really important, because they can shut us down. They can stop us from being creative and artistic. And if we learn how to control and lean into making mistakes, we will be better as people, let alone artists as well. One of my philosophies is about making mistakes quickly and learning from the process of mistakes quickly. And this applies to new ideas as well, and how we process new ideas. I think that if we can learn as fast as we can from our mistakes in a short period of time, then we're all going to be better off, especially if it's around a project centered around something in which we're trying to achieve. So how can you make your ideas successful, especially if you have a lot of them? Now, really what you need to do is limit yourself and stop the speed in which ideas are coming out, which sounds really sad, because if you are like me, you have lots of ideas that are happening all the time, and limiting yourself can be really helpful in terms of making sure that they are successful and that they will happen. Here are 3 ways in which you can do that. Number 1, have a trusted circle in which you can talk to about your ideas and process. Now, this sometimes can be a difficult one because they might come back and say that's a rubbish idea, or I don't like it, or that's been done before. And sometimes that can put a dampener on your idea, and that can be annoying and stressful and sad in itself. But an important process, because if you can do that with people you trust, then when your idea is in the world, that's going to happen anyway. So if anything, it's a microclimate of what's going to happen when you launch your idea. So finding those people is really important to share with what you're thinking and why you might do what you need to do. And even so, say to those people, really push my idea and make it hard for me to want to do it, because we shouldn't be again coming up with ideas and pushing things out needlessly. We need to think carefully and cautiously, especially because not everyone has the time to do that, right? Number 2, if you are going to do your idea, you feel like it's something you do want to do, you're going to go ahead and make what you need to make, don't start with a logo. This is a trap that so many people fall into. They think, what can it look like visually? What are my colors? What is my brand visually going to look like? That is a mistake most often, because you need to start with the why and how, and start with some of the written statements of your journey. And this is the reason we are doing what we are doing. Your brand journey is more important than your logo and what it looks like. That will come later on if it's successful. So don't start with a logo or colors. Start with the why and how and what, and write that down and fill that in as much as you can. And thirdly, probably the hardest for me, don't tell anyone about your idea apart from that trusted circle for an amount of time. And that time for me has been worked out to be 6 weeks, which is enough time for me to be less excited about the idea and really test, is it something that I'm gonna keep on doing? Is it a good idea? Should I put more resource into it, more thought, more energy, or should I drop it? And this, no matter how frustrating and annoying it is to have a little buffer between your idea and actually doing it, has been so helpful in my life, because it means that I've actually come through with my ideas, and it means again that I have less burnout myself from creating ideas. Doesn't mean that I don't have ideas and they're not coming to me all the time, but it means I restrict how much I talk about them. And again, that means people not burning out from me talking about my endless ideas. I could do this, I could do that, this, what about that? And so this buffer has been so powerful and so annoying, but I realize it's for my good that it exists. I really hope that structure has helped you think about how you can launch products successfully by limiting burnout, limiting how much effort you're putting into things, so that when you do, you are targeted and you are successful. And this is the mistake that I want you to avoid, that I make so often, not anymore, but I used to. Could you do something for me? I love making videos. I love the YouTube community. Could you subscribe? I only have about 120 subscribers, and I want to make content like this that will help you, but also for it to be beautiful and meaningful. I believe in people, I believe in creativity, I believe in artistry, and I want to make videos like this to change people's lives, to give structure, and to pass on the things that I've learned about creativity. So subscribing and clicking that notification bell is so helpful. You know it is. You know what YouTube is like, especially when you have no subscribers, no one really watching. You know, my mum is going to watch this, my wife's going to watch this, and a few close friends, and I'm so thankful for you and that you do that. But I just want to encourage you, could you please subscribe to my channel, click that notification bell, because I've got lots of plans to make videos about mistakes and how we can be better with learning from them. Those will be coming up soon, and I really hope that I inspire you and help you on your journey of creativity. See you later, Crawdle fan.